Welcome, friends. Good to be here with you as we begin week 2 of Pray as One. We're going to be in Colossians 3 today, and we're going to talk about putting on the gospel. I want to start by saying how much I've enjoyed week 1 with some great topics, some great messages. I want to thank everyone for participating, and as we continue this journey, I just pray that we will continue to grow together and to pray and to unify. And I'm excited to see God at work in our church family and our lives, and looking forward to this week. So as we start with Colossians 3, we're going to talk about the gospel, and obviously we're referring to the good news of the birth of Jesus, His life and ministry here on earth, His death and crucifixion, but most importantly, His resurrection that we're getting ready to celebrate, and that the power of God through His salvation. And as we think about this good news, it should, as we believe it, it should impact our lives and how we should apply it to our lives. And Paul's going to encourage us today. He starts in verse 12 saying, "Therefore, God's chosen ones, holy and loved, put on heartfelt compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience." Verse 13, "Accepting one another and forgiving one another, if anyone has a complaint against another. Just as the Lord has forgiven you, you also must forgive. Above all, put on love, the perfect bond of unity, and let the peace of Christ control your hearts." So Paul's giving us a very practical, very positive encouragement here to clothe ourselves, to set off our old nature, our sinful nature, and to put on this humility, kindness, gentleness, patience, that we should do it intentionally. As we imitate Christ and as we grow in our faith, that we should be unified in this, and that this forgiveness of others, just as we have been forgiven, that should be our desire, that God's work, His love is evidenced through our salvation. So he begins with these attributes, and as he describes each one of these as fruits of the gospel. Fruits in our lives, that how we can live humble lives, how we can be more compassionate, how we can be kind and loving and caring for one another. And as we worship today, I want us to think about how we can be more intentional in that. How we, just like this morning, you're getting ready for church, you're going to intentionally go put on your clothes, you're going to come to worship, and we're excited about that. But we need to be intentional also about being humble and being kind and being prepared to show the love of Christ to our church family and also to our community. Paul also describes what how this actually looks, that we can be more accepting, that we can be more forgiving, that he encourages us to continue to grow. And when the conflicts arise and feelings get hurt and people get offended, that truly what remains is that we're sinners and that we need God's forgiveness. And I just want to encourage you as we reflect today that we will look for those areas in our life where we can forgive others, where we can be more humble and be kind and caring. And Paul says to put on love and be unified in Christ, to let the peace of Christ control our hearts. So I want to encourage you today, as we think about imitating Christ, how we can be humble, how we can be thankful, be more caring, be more loving. And whatever you do, whatever you say today, do it as a representative of Jesus Christ.